Hello, and welcome to the third recap of the campaign called The Tainted Lands, Mist of Mournton, or as I like to call this recap, the Toby Chronicles, because I play Toby, a rock gnome warlock that's obsessed with tinkering with gadgets and gizmos and is obsessed with the concept of time. Toby kind of sounds like this, so I will not be doing his character voice for this whole recap because that would kill my throat. So let me just go ahead and dive into it. Toby is in the company of Wallace, Wynne, Sir Kay, and Junie, who make up the party, and Philly, Sweetroll, and Killian, all who have decided to help or that are needing help from us. We left the last session in a very intense moment. Odo, the leader of bandits, transformed into a walking beastly brain. It made a leap for Sir Kay, damaging him pretty badly. At this point, Wallace came to Kay's defense with a sacred flame. Then Toby cast Eldritch Blast, Wynne produced flame, and Philly helped with shooting it with a crossbow. And even though Junie was hysterically crying, she killed the beast with her longsword. Suddenly we cut to a silhouette of a humanoid figure at the top of a hill, but can't quite make exactly what it is. Not sure what that's about, but and hopefully it won't come up later. The party spread out to add some things to their inventory, since the bandits certainly weren't going to use it anymore. We acquired a bag of holding, 5 scimitars, 5 arrows, a tinderbox, 3 daggers, some furs, blankets, and a book of mirrors that Toby wanted to get his hands on, of course. Just then, the owlbear that we were almost positive was dead started groaning. Wallace wanted to put it out of its misery, but some of the other party members wanted to try to heal it. It was risky, but Wynne healed the owlbear, and eventually it ran out of the campsite. Killian was looking in bad shape, possibly showing some early stages of frostbite. He was placed by the fire with his dear friend by his side. Sweetroll pulled out a familiar friend for Killian to try to lift his spirits. It was a small rat named Cookie. The party took turns taking watch while others slept. Wallace and Toby took the first watch, and Toby tried to pass the time by reading one of the tales from the Book of Mirrors. The tale was called Maggie Lightbush, a tale about a hag in love with a bard. You know that didn't have a happy ending. Wallace played his bone pipes to help calm Killian and ended up inquiring some more about Ragnar. The party took turns taking watch. As Toby fell asleep, he started to dream of his wife, and he heard a voice saying, "She's here." As the party was rested, they loaded up on rations and made a stretcher for Killian. Toby offered Junie and Kay some help with carrying the stretcher by casting Unseen Servant and Mage Hand. Sir Kay convinces Philly to accompany us back to Mournton so he can speak with the guards that could possibly offer him more protection. Maybe against Vin and Aber, I think. 2 of the worst bandits that are still out there. The party sets out choosing one of 3 paths. We decided to rest just outside of Mournton for a minute before pushing through for the final stretch. The party hears something off in the distance and sees figures approaching. Sir Kay is able to convince some to head back in the opposite direction, but there's still some that advance. They smell of decay and have yellow teeth and blood dripping from their mouths. The party defeats the creatures, but not without a loss. Billy is unconscious, and the party decides that they can't carry another person. And they end up leaving him there. Toby is able to take a dark stone gem from one of the creatures before the party sets off again, exiting the Wailing Woods and making their way back to Mournton. The party decides to hit the tavern as Toby decides to make it back to his home for the evening. The party is paid, but not by Sweet Roll. By Kay, who tells Sweet Roll to hold on to it because he's going to need it. And that's pretty much where we left off. You can catch the party on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch TV, the Tainted Lands channel, and we hope to see you then.